We live in Long Beach and love all the diversity and culture the city has to offer. Recently, the New York Post ranked Long Beach number 4 on its list, the best places to live in the U.S. There are many colorful parades and festivals. Great local restaurants, neighborhood coffee shops, and unique stores. An extensive bike path system that goes along the beach and throughout the city. Also, we get out to enjoy nature at all the parks and beaches. And we like to find community activities in the Long Beach and LA area that are inexpensive or free.
Come along as we explore the city. This is our urban adventure.
In this episode, we first visit the 2 historic Long Beach ranchos, Rancho Los Alamitos and Rancho Los Cerritos. Second segment is about the exciting Long Beach coffee scene and the innovators that make great coffee. Our final segment was all about Earth Day. We go to the Growing Experience Urban Farm and visit 2 festivals. Long ago, when Southern California, as we know it, was still young, there was a beautiful place called Rancho Los Alamitos. Located just blocks from Cal State Long Beach, the rancho is open to the public. The rancho is listed twice on the National Register of Historical Places. Originally a sacred village of the native Tongva, it became a rancho in 1833. The rancho is made up of 4 acres of historic gardens, a working ranch barnyard, an adobe ranch house, and the Rancho Center with exhibits and information.
The history is composed of different ranchos, and the reason why these ranchos worked is because there were so many different cultures that were brought here. They had Japanese workers here, Chinese workers, Belgium workers, all kinds, Hispanic of course. Remember those Shire horses we talked about? Take a look.
Look at these.
How large. That's 1 foot. This is 1 horseshoe. You would guide the horse face first this way. You put his neck.
Look at these beautiful old saddles. A unique part of the rancho is the working ranch barnyard, where you can interact with the animals.
Abel Stearns was a cattle rancher, but he lost his farm actually in 1860 because of the drought. And John Bixby from back east decided, he gets hold of the farm, and he knew that the sheep were more drought resistant. So he actually became a sheep rancher. John Bixby was into dairy farming, but this barn would not be big enough for a business. He had a bigger one, but Fred, when he inherited the ranch, didn't want to go into dairy farming. But he built this small dairy barn for his own family.
You can learn more about the history by taking a tour of the gardens.
Florence loved her gardens because she called them her outside rooms. Look, now these gardens were started to be built in the 1920s.
See, there's 2 steps
There's 2 steps to go where?
to go into another place of a garden.
Let's talk about this thing right here. She got this from, I believe, some Japanese workers as a gift. This is called Spring Avenue, the tennis court right here.
How pretty she is. The rancho also has impressive succulent and cactus gardens. Where?
Our family enjoys coming to Rancho Los Alamitos. It's a great escape, and we love learning the history of Long Beach.
There is a second beautiful rancho in Long Beach. Rancho Los Cerritos was built in 1844 and is a National Historic Landmark. It was the largest adobe residence in Southern California, built during the Mexican period.
The rancho's original workers' quarters have been restored.
And available to tour with a guide.
That's another issue, but they learn to cope.
Yeah.
And of course, with all the people that are coming and going, family and workers.
That's why there's numbers.
Because we are still a public library in this room.
Wow.
And if you open up one of the drawers over there, and there is the card catalog system for this library.
Can you tell me who this is?
That is Jotham Bixby,
All right.
the man who lived here with his wife Margaret Hathaway Bixby. And they became known as father and mother of Long Beach because the 27,000 acres that they own, eventually they sold off in the 1880s.
Surrounding the rancho are the gardens that you are free to explore on your own. Our favorite time is spring, when everything is in bloom.
It's a wonderful free activity, but donations are always appreciated.
On our recent trip to Paris, we explored the gardens and historic places of this gorgeous city. Of course, one of the best reasons to visit Paris is for the food.
Sidewalk cafe culture is everywhere.
And drinking coffee at a sidewalk cafe is a wonderful way to relax and pass the time. Long Beach also has a thriving coffee scene that we feature in this next segment. Commodity Coffee is a brand new pop-up.
Commodity has delicious crafted coffee, a sarcastic sense of humor, and if you really prod them, some juggling.
For great coffee in the California Heights and Bixby Knolls area, go to Steelhead. And the popular Rose Park roast their own coffee and have a huge following. In North Long Beach, there's the charming Fox Coffee House.
What's your name?
Mary.
And you are the owner of Fox Coffee House.
So all of our baked goods are vegan. We bake everything in-house. Probably some of our more popular items would be like the Earl Grey tea cake, the carrot cake, our savory scones. Also the vegan pot pie is really popular.
Matt at Blacklight features Long Beach roasters. If you're lucky, Jake, the coffee whiz kid, will be on hand to assist you.
Hi, I'm Jake Koger. I'm 13 and coffee is my hobby. I definitely do like the lighter coffee spectrum of roast. This one from Bedar Roasters, grapefruity, kind of like a little bit of Earl Grey notes. It's super good. This is in Ethiopia from Black Ring. They're located in Long Beach too. It has like lots of blueberry to it. The Columbia is really good. Lots of baking spices and kind of caramely.
What was the bangerang?
Started like going to different coffee shops, and I met Matt, and then I started roasting what he gave me. Matt and I were thinking of putting my coffee on this selection right here.
Another amazing coffee resource here in Long Beach is Moon Mountain, grown in Costa Rica and shipped in through the port of Long Beach.
So my name is Vivian. I am Costa Rican. I grew up in a coffee farm. This is
I'm Jim Evans and with Moon Mountain Coffee. And yeah, I was visiting my wife and her family in the small little tiny village in the mountains in the very south of Costa Rica. It's just a beautiful place to be and I loved it there, and somebody was offering up a coffee farm for sale, and I thought it would be good to as an investment and also to help her family. She tells stories of really enjoying being on the coffee farm where she was a little girl while her dad was working and jumping over the plants. We bought the farm, and it's been an experience ever since. We grow our own coffee, skip the full chain thing and ship it to the United States and roast it ourselves and try to make a brand. This is our tester or trier. This is how we would empty the roaster. We're ready to put it in the hopper. So I normally drop in about 15 to 20 seconds. Just kind of let it go in slowly. The first phase, you'll smell like grass. Like a grass smell. Yes. Then it's going to go to a hay smell. And then after that, it'll go to a bread smell.
It's almost bread because
Yeah,
it gets a little sweet. The smell is sweet.
Over now we're in the caramelization process of the roasting.
I'll put them outside so that you can look at the sizes of it.
So there we go. And you push the button.
Yeah, you feel the heat, but it's going quickly.
You can hear some crackles.
Yeah.
Coffee is notorious for a lot of chemicals being used, and so we're trying to produce a really healthy product.
It's a whole new idea and as I said, it's like inoculation of the farm. Like you bring back all of the bacteria that was originally into the soils, and then now that is supposed to help the farm produce healthy again.
So some of the coffees that we're planting are award-winning coffees that I think Best of Nicaragua a couple years ago. It's called Marsellesa. And we're going to plant next month we're planting 25,000 plants of that. Already planted some Kenya SL28 that won Best of Costa Rica. And we also have geisha that is, everybody in coffee knows about geisha, and this is a Panamanian geisha. Those are the seeds that we're trying to produce and trying to make great coffee.
Recreational in downtown is a great new innovative coffee shop.
Chemex filter. We're going to be putting it in the Chemexes over there.
So my name is Bobby Hernandez. I own Recreational Coffee, and yeah, we started here about a year and a half ago. So we roast at a facility in Anaheim Hills. It's like a co-op roasting facility out there, and so yeah, it's at a production facility called Beyond the Grind, and yeah, so we roast out of a 24-kilo Diedrich roaster. When we opened up the shop, we were a multi-roaster, which means that we have other people's coffee. And we kind of highlighted the fact that we would really curate the menu and make sure that like everything was just mind-blowing. And so with that same kind of mentality, we carry one guest roaster to kind of show some kind of transparency with our stuff, that our stuff is on level with that. This is the iced basil fruit.
Beautiful.
It's the iced coffee with the grapefruit and the basil reduction. Our sea salt affogato. It's 3 scoops of organic vanilla bean ice cream with espresso grounds, and then fresh cracked sea salt over that as well too. And it's just a decadent item and super good.
That sounds orgasmic.
Coffee was a recreational activity for me as well, so it was like something I did on the side. And then on top of that, like I remember like looking up the definition of recreational in the dictionary, and it said relating to a socially acceptable drug, and I was like, oh, that's perfect. It'll be recreational coffee. So yeah.
Wide Eyes Open Palms was a popular coffee pop-up around Long Beach. They recently just opened their new cafe.
I'm Angie Evans, and I'm the co-owner, the head of the beverage program.
My name is Kat McIver, and I'm the co-owner of Wide Eyes Open Palms. The baker and the chef.
Yeah, she creates all the food and pastry items.
I have a wonderful pastry chef that I've hired to help me full-time, and you know, it's really an emphasis on simple recipes that are able to be adapted to whatever is available and in season.
The rhubarb bread pudding. Down here we always have like a daily scone. Today, like for this one, we have some lavender infused whipped cream. Every day we have the dark chocolate.
These
sea
are
salt,
the famous cookies. So
espresso.
what are they called again?
Dark chocolate, sea salt, espresso cookies.
They're the bomb.
Yep, bomb.
We love Lord Windsor in Alamitos Beach. They do an excellent job sourcing and roasting their own coffee.
My name is Wade Windsor. I'm part owner of Lord Windsor Coffee here in Long Beach, California. We sample coffees before we buy them in bulk, and in that sampling we roast them a couple different ways, and we cup. And, over the course of doing it several times, you just learn what type of nuances are in the coffee.
So this is a Diedrich IR7, fairly small roaster for a commercial roaster.
but it's treated us very well. And so the way we approach that is we roast the coffee really light on a sample roast. So cupping is basically the simplest way to brew coffee. You just take grounds, you ground them directly into a glass, pour hot water over it, and what that does, it creates like a little crust, almost like a creme brulee kind of crust, and then you let it brew for a while, cracking that crust with a spoon, and then you're getting kind of the most potent stage of aroma at that point. And then you scrape off some of those grounds and essentially just let it cool down and get to slurping. A lot of people think coffee is like fresh coffee is, been here 2 days after it's been from the farm. And that is not good for the coffee because coffee needs to rest and it needs to lose a lot of moisture after it's been harvested and processed. And so a lot of times, we don't get coffee for months after it's been harvested. The fascinating things about coffee is just the story of it, how it gets from a place, like Rwanda or Kenya and then into somebody's hands in Long Beach.
This segment's all about Earth Day. First, we went to a festival in Bixby, Knolls. The Friends of the LA River brought their mobile museum for you to tour.
We're gonna do this in a complete circle. Turn into a shape of like a little bowl, and that's exactly the shape we want. Okay? It's gonna look something like this.
Another great Earth Day celebration was the Green Prize at Houghton Park in North Long Beach.
My name is Otis Hogan, one of the co-chairs of the Houghton Park Neighborhood Association. Happy Earth Day!
Woohoo! Happy Earth Day, Long Beach Recycles! Woo! Happy Earth Day to Long Beach 350. Long Beach 350.
What's up, Mini Masha?
Hi there! Hi, Urban Adventure! Come to the Moxie Roller Skate Shop on 4th Street.
We're here at the Green Prize Festival.
My name is Stella Ursua. I'm the founder of the Green Prize Festival, and thank you for stopping by today. We really appreciate it. We put this festival together because we wanted to have some sort of an event where we could recognize individuals that are really leading the way around sustainability and environmental health. To 10 different categories, so like green school, urban farmers, green restaurant, business, nonprofit. Long Beach City College won for green schools. And the mayor comes out, Mayor Garcia was here, Vice Mayor Richardson were here earlier as well, to encourage others to learn more about it, and hopefully they can be here with us the following years.
In our final segment about Earth Day, we went to the growing experience, Urban Farm and Community Garden. Their growing methods use amazing, cutting-edge green technology. Located across from the Carmelitos housing community, they have a once-a-week Friday farm stand where you can buy fresh veggie boxes.
So in addition to organic farming being healthier for our bodies, eating organic foods, we think about the quality. You buy a tomato and it doesn't taste like anything, and that has everything to do with the quality of the soil and the nutrients that are actually getting into the plants. But we're actually building the soil, so you can see that there's quite a bit of difference here.
Yeah.
Integrate nutrients in the soil, aerate it, get water flowing again. But also with our in-ground crops, we're having to build the soil using our organic compost. And this actually, makes our produce taste wonderful and look great.
So my name is Julie James, and I'm an herbalist, studying and teaching about herbal medicine for a little over 30 years. And I run an herb school here in Long Beach called Green Wisdom Herbal Studies. My focus is I want to get people to learn about plants, learn about medicinal plants, and not the plants as they come in like little capsules from the store, but actually the growing plants. So this is an elder flower. Flower is going to form berries. Clinical virologists have done studies on elderberries' use to fight the human influenza virus, and all of the ways that the virus mutates to protect itself. We're always having to take vaccines. Well, there's no way that the virus can mutate to protect itself against the elderberry because they have been evolving together on this earth for millennia.
So the original source, basically.
The original source.
Holly, the program manager, gave us a tour of the aquaponics greenhouse.
Today we are in our vertical tower aquaponics system, utilizing nutrients from fish waste. So we've got two 650-gallon fish tanks that both have edible varieties of fish. The fish are creating waste in the form of ammonia. The water then goes into this biofilter where the nitrification process is sped up by nitrifying bacteria. The water is then pumped up into our drip tubes here, which are on a constant drip going down the side of these towers. Leafy greens, we typically will take the largest leaf off of the plant. So you can see we harvested, the larger leaves off of here. And we'll just go around and pick a few off. Especially in urban environments where you might not have available growing space. So a system like this can be replicated in a parking lot, on a rooftop, or maybe in an area that has contaminated soil and create that local sustainable food culture that we need.
Hi, we're Alice and Steve from Our Urban Adventure. Thank you for watching the show.
For more information about our show and Long Beach, go onto our website, oururbanadventure.com. Thanks for watching.